Greetings and salutations. I'm Christopher Platt, reporting for your Black World News with an article from the Star Tribune. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and visit theblackbusinessschool.com to learn about financial literacy and how you can grow your business today. A white Fort Worth police officer charged with murder after shooting a black woman through a window of her home has been released on bond, and the department told a grieving community that investigators would ensure no stone is left unturned in the search for answers. Jail records show Aaron Dean, 34, was out of custody after posting bond Monday night, less than 4 hours after his arrest in a shooting that began with a call about an open front door. He had been held on a $200,000 bond. Earlier in the day, he resigned from the force, and the police chief said he would have been fired if he hadn't. Police body cam video shows Dean approaching the door of the home where Atatiana Jefferson, 28, was caring for her 8-year-old nephew early Saturday. He then walked around the side of the house, pushed through a gate into the fence off the backyard, and fired through the glass a split second after shouting at Jefferson to show her hands. Dean was not heard identifying himself as police on the video. Interim Police Chief Ed Kraus said there was no sign Dean or the other officer who responded even knocked on the front door. Nobody looked at this video and said that there's any doubt that this officer acted inappropriately, Kraus said. Sergeant Chris Daniels read a statement Monday night after Dean's arrest, in which he pledged that the department's major case and internal affairs units were working around the clock for justice in the case. To the citizens and residents of our city, we feel and understand your anger and disappointment, and we stand by you as we work together to make Fort Worth a better place for all of us, Daniel said. Earlier in the day, Jefferson's family had demanded that Dean, a member of the force for 1.5 years, be fired and arrested. Why this man is not in handcuffs is a source of continued agitation for this family and for this community, family attorney Lee Merritt said, hours before Dean was booked into jail. Following Dean's arrest, Merritt said the family needs to see this through to a vigorous prosecution and appropriate sentencing, and added that the city of Fort Worth has much work to do to reform a brutal culture of policing. Police went to Jefferson's home about 2:25 a.m. after a neighbor called a non-emergency line to report a door ajar. In a statement over the weekend, the department said officers saw someone near a window inside the home and that one of them drew his gun and fired after perceiving a threat. The video showed Dean shouting, "Put your hands up, show me your hands," and then immediately firing. Jefferson was staying up late, playing video games with her nephew when she was killed, according to the family's attorney. As for what exactly led Dean to open fire, the police chief said, "I cannot make sense of why she had to lose her life." The chief said Dean resigned without talking to internal affairs investigators. The video included images of a gun inside a bedroom. Kraus said he did not know whether Jefferson was holding the weapon, but he said the mere fact that she had a gun shouldn't be considered unusual in Texas. "We're homeowners in Texas," the police chief said. "Most of us, if we thought we had somebody outside our house that shouldn't be, and we had access to a firearm, we would be acting very similarly to how she was acting," Kraus said. He added that, in hindsight, releasing the images of the weapon was a bad thing to do. Mayor Betsy Price called the gun irrelevant. Atatiana was in her own home caring for her 8-year-old nephew. She was a victim, Price said. Texas has had a castle doctrine law on the books since 2007 that gives people a stronger legal defense to use deadly force in their homes. The law was backed at the time by the National Rifle Association and is similar to stand your ground measures across the U.S. that say a person has no duty to retreat from an intruder. Fort Worth is about 30 miles west of Dallas, where another high-profile police shooting occurred last year. In that case, white Dallas officer Amber Geiger shot and killed her black neighbor, Botham Jean, inside his own apartment after Geiger said she mistook his place for her own. Geiger, 31, was sentenced this month to 10 years in prison. A large crowd gathered outside Jefferson's home Sunday night for a vigil after demonstrations briefly stopped traffic on Interstate 35. A single bullet hole was visible in the window of the single-story, freshly painted purple home, and floral tributes and stuffed animals piled up in the street. The police chief said Dean could face state charges and that he had submitted a case to the FBI to review for possible federal civil rights charges. Dean has not yet hired an attorney, but will have one provided with financial support from the state's largest police union, the Combined Law Enforcement Associations of Texas, according to Charlie Wilkson, executive director. Relations with the public have been strained after other recent Fort Worth police shootings. In June, the department released footage of officers killing a man who ignored repeated orders to drop his handgun. He was the fourth person Fort Worth police had fired upon in 10 days. Of the 9 officer-involved shootings so far this year in Fort Worth, 5 targeted African Americans, and 6 resulted in death, according to department data. Nearly 2/3 of the department's 1,100 officers are white. Just over 20% are Hispanic, and about 10% are black. The city of nearly 900,000 people is about 40% white, 35% Hispanic, and 19% black. Calling the shooting a pivotal moment in our city, the mayor said she was ordering a top-to-bottom review of the police force and vowed to rebuild a sense of trust within the city and with our police department. Jefferson was a 2014 graduate of Xavier University in New Orleans and earned a bachelor's degree in biology. She was working in pharmaceutical equipment sales and was considering going to medical school, according to the family's lawyer. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to share this video and let us know what you think. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Your Black World News YouTube channel and visit theblackbusinessschool.com today. I'm Christopher Platt reporting. Until next time, shalom.